they learned in this way together. They went out of, Rabbi Aviatar went out from yeshiva, and he walked in the street. And suddenly he met Eliyahu Hanavi. Eliyahu Hanavi, it's not just prophet that lived many years ago. Eliyahu Hanavi, it's someone that he appears in prophecy vision to righteous people. And Rabbi Aviatar was in such a high level, spiritual level, that he met at Eliyahu, Prophet Eliyahu. And he asked him, Dear Eliyahu, dear Prophet, please tell me, what Hashem doing now? And Eliyahu said, he learned Torah. He said, really? Okay, so what he learned in Torah? He says, he learned about, and he mentioned this story that they argue between them. Pilegish Begiva. He says, really? This story? Wow, amazing. So, who was right? Me or my opponent? Me or Rabbi Yonatan? And Eliyahu answered to him, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says that right, my son Evyatar and my son Yonatan. He says, it's impossible, because those two things that they contradict each other. It cannot be. It's either me, either him. He says, no, but Hashem says, both of you right. Both of you say, Elu ve'elu divrei Elokim chaim. And now I try to analyze what it says to us. The thing is, what Torah wanted to teach us by this story in Gemara in Masechet Gittin. The thing is that we live in reality, that in this reality everything is, it's like a dichotomic reality. Dichotomic, it means it's or like this or like this. It's impossible something else. Either it's black, either it's white, either it's 1 or it's 0, either it's positive or either it's negative. It's impossible something else. And all our perception, all science built on this way of thinking. It's impossible something else, and it's brought us very high. Now we are on a level that we create computers that they work on this principle. Yeah. How conditioned?
You're speaking on binary or the new binary?
Binary.
Oh, I was talking about the new computers that are
No. How you say it?
Binary.
Binary. Yeah, binary. It's not just binary computer. It's binary way of thinking.
Yes.
And Gemara, 2,000 years ago, approximately 1,500 years ago at least, teach us, no, there is different way of thinking. So what's the different way of thinking? Today we call it quantum computers. But the idea was, it's not just that we discover quantum. The thing is that we, in last 100 years, we change our way of thinking. Everything is changed in science, in philosophy, in art, in sociology, in anthropology, in any field that you know of human wisdom. Everything we pass through revolution. It's not just changes; it's revolutionary changes, because a lot of changes was in science, but 100 years ago, when they discovered a subatom world, it was it not just some new information. It was revolutionary changes, like a Copernicus. When Copernicus discovered that not the sun goes around the Earth, but Earth go around the sun. Today also it's not. It's a real. Einstein said it's different, but okay. But we say it's change all your perception. It's not just you. Okay, new information. Okay, I didn't know that before. It changed. For example, I'll give you an example in quantum physics. Today they prove, and it's known that one subject, some object can be in two places in the same time. It calls not locality of quantum elements. Not locality. It means that one object can be in two different places in the same time. How it can be? It's not just different way. It's new information. It's different way of thinking that we're not familiar with that. Yes, please. You wanted to say something? You said. Say in English because it's not fair.
You're in the English department.
Excuse me?
I don't care about your feelings.
No.
It's a matter of learning. We're in the English
No.
Okay, he's offended. I ask in English. Who's Copernicus? Is he an ancient Greek scientist?
Copernicus?
No, it's like 1600s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It was it's astronomer from Poland, and Nikolai Copernicus, that he discovered different. It calls revolution in astronomy, because before it was heliocentered. Geocentered. It calls geocentered conception. Became it heliocentered. It means it's not just that Earth go around the sun. It means that what's your position in all the space, and who are you, and what space is? Because we thought space is what we see below the blue sky, and suddenly they understood. No, it's much bigger, huge, something else, and our world is bigger than what we think, and it was a revolution. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, a single particle can interact with itself. You can create an interference pattern even if you just shoot one electron per time.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you shoot multiple electrons, you can see the waves, but if you shoot just one, you can still see a wave pattern after a while.
Yes. Yes, it's also one of the strange thing that it happened. That it's you're right. So there are a lot of examples how we change our way of thinking. It happened in psychology, in philosophy, everything. Today, modern philosophy, like Einstein and the Niels Bohr philosophy, science, change all science that was before. And think about it. It wasn't just like they change all science until Einstein and Niels Bohr all signs were the same. It worked according to the same laws, but we didn't know what kind of. If you can sit there, because it's afraid of COVID. It was like all science was the same all times from Aristotle and Ptolemaeus, Archimedes until Einstein. All science was work according the same kind of laws. They didn't know what they are. They discover more and more and more, but the same kind of laws, the same kind of scientific logic. And from Einstein until a new physics today, a different logic in physics, different way. It's something absolutely different. The same thing happened in philosophy. Until 100 years ago, all philosophy was the same. From Socrates and even before Socrates, Anaximander and Heraclitus and all philosophy, Thales, until 100 years ago, approximately, all philosophy work the same logic. And Edmond Husserl and Ludwig Wittgenstein, they change absolutely all philosophy. They denied, they swept out the previous philosophy and they build new philosophy. The same things happen in art. Until 100 years ago, all art were the same. They tried to copy reality. Better and better and better, more copying. They were wonderful copies. And suddenly became something new, else. Picasso, Modigliani, Marc Chagall, Chaim Soutine, all those, they create new art.
Even Monet with
This already was some changes. Yes. Claude Monet, Edouard Monet. They make revolution. It's not like it was before, like a little bit better, or like if you compare classicism and the Renaissance, it's the same, like a little bit more realistic, or a different subject they use, or different that, but it's the same. And when you see, for example, Jackson Pollock, or who?
Warhol.
Oh, Warhol, yes. It's something else. It's not continuation.
in music, Schoenberg.
Yes, exactly. In music, the same thing happened. The same. You can take any field of human park. Yeah, how's it? Arts. Yes, it's arts. Yes, it's also art. Yeah, you're right, because science is also art, really. No, you're right. And
Creativity.
And creativity, yes. There change. Why? Why those changes happened? Is because we became closer and closer to Geulah, to Beit HaMikdash. And although it's just a way how it's revealed that Am Israel come back to his country and start to build his kingdom, and will build the Beit HaMikdash. And it's not, the same world, but there is some temple or some building in Jerusalem, in Beit HaMikdash, a nice building, nice, with probably with elevator and all something like that. But okay, building, another building. No, it's different history, different reality. And that's why they start to discover the quantum computers, and they go to moon and the cosmos and psychology, everything. It's have to be. It's in order to build the temple, third temple. It means it's not just okay, little by little, another something happened. It's have to be revolution. Have to be something that all history go to this point. It's impossible to the same way of thinking. And that's why in Judaism we also pass through some catastrophes. That majority of Jewish nation became non-religious suddenly. 2,000 years after in exile, they were in the religious, and they believed in their. Suddenly, everything was fall down. Why atheism came to the world? It's in order to give us opportunity to choose our faith. Because without atheism, why you Jew? Why you religious? Because your father was religious, your grandmother was religious, and because your neighbors and your uncle and your sister, everybody is religious. So how you can? Why you not? And today it's opposite. Your father is not religious, and your uncle is not religious, your neighbor, and you are here in Machon Meir. That is, so it means that you choose your faith. You decide it. At this much higher level than someone that he is just like a victim of religion. He is like what he can do. He was born there. What he never decided. And we decided. That what gives it was just one like a aspect of changing in Jewish life. And another aspect, there are a lot of aspects. I take just one aspect, and this aspect of our perception of reality. We think, mistakenly, we think that there is objective reality. And we, people, try to discover this reality. That is our normal way of thinking, and that is mistake. Why it's like today in science, they understood that it's already not like that. In science, in philosophy, in any field, they understand that it's not like that. Scientists, he not discover reality, but he create this explanation of this reality. It depends how you perceive what you see, not what it is. I give you example. We see that this thing fell down. And we know why it fell down, because there is gravity. But gravity, it's not something that it's the only explanation can be to the fact that it fell down. There can be different explanation. For example, explanation of Einstein, that he says that that any physical object create something, he like squeeze space. And because our space is squeezed like this, Now, if something fell, this is Earth. It squeezes our space. Now, everything that comes close to this squeezeness, like a twistness. How is it in English? I don't know how to get a twist.
Distortion.
Yeah,
The distortion of space-time.
Yeah.
Huh?
Distortion.
There's a
Distortion
like
of
space-time.
yes. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Distortion of
space-time.
space-time. Wonderful. Distortion of space-time. This is the explanation. Now we know that Einstein is right? Also not. It's just explanation of some event. But
And also,
And-
when you drop the pan, it's not just the pan that is dropping. Also, the Earth is being pulled up.
yes, you're right.
Ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And also, time is being pulled.
Yes.
Time is pulled by massive objects.
Explain how's the time pulled?
There's no difference between time and distance.
Time is just
True.
time is just
It's a continuation.
You have up, you have like horizontal, vertical, and you have the fourth dimension, which is time.
This
Mhm.
is
Under Einstein's,
This is how-
under Einstein's theory of relativity, time and space are equivalent. So it's
Mhm.
not the
That's
pen's
what
not
I'm
moving
saying.
through space. It's just time is passing.
Wait, if you divide time by distance, what is the other factor?
That's just math. Like those are just numbers to represent like how things are
Like,
happening.
what is the
You
other
could say that
variable?
when you let go of the pen, actually, it affects all matter in the universe. In a way.
Very vaguely, like very slightly.
Of course. Only slightly, but
So
what is slightly?
it's like there is the idea of observer in quantum physics. Observer. It depends who is watching what has happened. And that is idea that Gemara wanted to teach us that there is no such a thing objective reality. All reality is subjective. Because if there is no subject, it means man, someone that has his conscious. If there is no conscious, there is no reality.
So how do we compare and contrast that to Torah, which I think we believe is objective?
Oh, that's what I would try to explain. Your question. This is a wonderful question. As we have mistake and we think that reality is objective and we just perceive this object, but in reality it's not. In reality it's interaction between subject and object, right?
That's what Torah teaches?
No. I mean, this is science. This is philosophy. All philosophy like this. There is a famous expression. Object is dead. Yeah, like there is in philosophy. Object is dead. It doesn't exist. Like God is dead. Like Nietzsche says. So he says object dead. It's not exist any object in reality. Without subject, there is no object. That is science. You can be non-religious and you can be in the same way. But today, what I think what Torah tried to teach us, it's not only there is no object reality, there is no object Torah. It's not objective Torah. It's not there is no objective Hashem's will. What this story in Gemara wanted to teach us, that it's not like a Hashem say that this is what Torah says, and now we discovered what Torah wanted, what Torah says to us. Here we see that it's not that. There is another story in Masechet Baba Metzia. You probably know this story. It's a very famous story that Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yeshua, and all rabbis, they argue about Tanuro Shel Achnai. Some in halacha, some discussion. And Rabbi Eliezer shows to all his friends that he is right. And they didn't accept his opinion. Now he makes some miracles, and they still didn't accept his opinion. And so he says, if I am right, I ask Hashem to tell them that I am right. And they heard some voice that says, why do you argue with my son Eliezer? Everything that he says is right. And then Rabbi Yeshua got up to his legs and he says, no, you gave us Torah, and the Torah decided who is right or not by us, by majority of Talmidei Chachamim, of rabbis. That is written in your Torah. And that's why you cannot interrupt in this argument, this discussion. And again, Rabbi Natan, if I'm not mistaken, met Eliyahu Hanavi and asked him, how Kadosh Baruch Hu react to this, what Rabbi Yeshua dare to say to Hashem. And Eliyahu says that Kadosh Baruch Hu smile, and he says, they won. But more exact, more accurate, say it's not they won, that they nitzchuni banai. Nitzchuni netzach, it's not only that it's victory also, but also it's something connected to eternity.
Endurance.
Pardon?
Endurance.
Eternity, no?
Eternity.
Netzach. What did you say? Which word?
I said endurance, like endured. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know these words. I don't know. Maybe.
It's to last. It's like
How?
It means to last, to endure.
Yeah.
It's like to last for a long time, to exist.
And eternity, what it is?
It's like a similar connotation.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know English so well. But I'm almost finished. So what he says to them, it's true. It's a reality or Torah, my will. It's something interactive. It's not something objective, and you just have to hear and to obey. But we together create this reality, this Jewish law. Hashem gave us our laws not because that is His will and He decided and you must to sit at home at Shabbat or you forbidden to eat pork. No, it was He make all His laws according our soul. All those laws, they suit to who we are really. And we discovered that more and more by obey those laws. Not because we just afraid of punishment and that's why we have to do that. It's something that suits us. It's something that discovered us, revealed us, who we are really.
Something that is part of the Jewish nature.
Yes, it's our nature. Yeah, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. So what about the Urim and Turim?
Oh, yes, it's the same idea.
Yeah, but that's coming from.
Yeah. No, it's also can say prophecy. It's the same idea. I'll give you example. Why do we not steal something? Because there are cameras in each place? Not. Because if some will catch us, it will be punishment or will be ashamed. No. Why? Because it's written in laws? No. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu will put us in Gehenom? No. Because it's written in Torah? No.
Because it's the right thing to do.
It's because we are not stealer. We're not thief. We're not thieves.
Yeah.
Because I am honest. I am good person. I am this kind of person that I don't steal. And because I am this kind of person, it's written in Torah, don't steal. Torah forbids us to steal because that it doesn't suit us. It's not really, it's not we are. But our culture brought me to the same to this kind of level that I understand it. There are cultures that they didn't understand yet. Primitive countries or kind of people that it's okay for them to steal. And my culture brought me to this awareness that to steal it's against of my self, my soul. The same thing with eating meat and milk. It's not suit my soul, but my culture didn't bring me to the same level of awareness. And that's why I don't feel any problem to eat some ice cream after a meat meal. I don't do that because it's written in Torah. But I don't feel that is like I feel in level of still in some moral things. But it's only question of culture. It's only question of how deep I understand my soul. How deep I understand who am I. And again, Hashem didn't have his will that I shouldn't eat pork. That is his will, and I obey to his will, and I do what he command to me. That is way of perception. This way of perception is previous time. It's time of galut. In time, it's also very characterize all religions in the world. All religion. They think in this way. God forbid to you to do something, so or he command you to do this. You did this. Yes. Why? Because he's big. He's good. We believe that there is no such a thing, Hashem's will. We say in Hebrew, we say Lasot Ratzon Avinu Shebeshamayim. Like if you translate logically, it is to make Hashem's will. This is a literal translation, to make Hashem's will. Not to fulfilled, not to obey, to make, to create Hashem's will. La'asot Ratzon Avinu Shebeshamayim. We create His will. How it can be we create His will? He says, yes, my will, it's not will of some king or some dictator or somebody that he says, no, you have to do that. Why? Because I decided. This is it's good for you. It's good for you. I did it for you. No. We understand that Hashem create Torah And our soul is the same thing. Everything is the same. He creates his will, his Torah, his laws, according who we are really, according our goddess soul. And Hashem himself obeyed Torah. Hashem, it's written that he put tefillin, that he everything. All what we did, Hashem functioned according to Torah. It's not that he decided. It's not like a master. It's oneness, and we do it together. And there is another story, and that's why he says, "Nitzchuni banai." They didn't have victory to me, but they revealed what I really want. I give you another example. You remember the story in book Shmot, Sefer Shmot, about when and also it's Dvarim, when Bnei Israel they did the golden calf, and Hashem wanted to destroy them, and Moshe said, "Please, please don't do that." He said, "Okay, I won't do that." There is a verse in Sefer Shmot, Perek Lamed Bet, ואתה הניחה לי ואחר אפי ובהם ואכלם. Leave me alone, and I will destroy all Jewish nation. And Moshe says, "Please don't do that." And he says, "Okay, if you ask, I won't do that." Let's go to the beginning of his will. He really wanted to destroy us? No, of course not. So he wanted to to scare us, to say, "Be careful, I'll kill you." He threatened to us? Also not. Why he says that? I will destroy all Jewish nation. Because there is such a thing, midat adin, like objective will. But it's not Hashem's will. It's midat adin will. Hashem's will, it's only interaction between some ideal, midat adin, and what midat chesed, midat rachamim, or Moshe Rabbeinu, or some prophet, they make together. And that is Hashem's will. Not what he wants without paying attention, who are you? But connection between them, interaction between them. That makes Hashem's will really. And that in this way, we say, we make Hashem's will. We made his will. Yes, please?
Could we say that by adopting the golden calf, the people of Israel were destroying themselves, and Hashem was just saying, "Yes, if you do this, you are. I am going to destroy you," in the sense that you are destroying yourselves, and by then saying, "Please don't do this. We won't do that again," and him recanting is like, "No, okay, you are re-becoming who you are again."
Yes, exactly. Yes, this it is. That it is. And there is another story in Gemara, in Masechet also, Bava Metzia. It's written like this. There is argument in heaven between angels and Kadosh Baruch Hu. It's a story in page 86 in Bava Metzia. It says, "Kamiflege berakia bemetivta de rakia." There is an argument in yeshiva de rakia, Beit Midrash Berakia, between Kadosh Baruch Hu and angels. And they say some halachically some argument. And Gemara asks, so first of all, how it can be? Argument with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, how it can be? Who can dare to argue with Hashem. But more interesting this story is, and of course we know who is right? But Gemara asks, who is right? We know who is right. But more interesting in this story is they say, so how we can solve this problem? Who is right? And you know what Gemara answered? Rabbi Bar Nachmani, he will solve this problem. Rabbi Bar Nachmani, he is expert in this field, and he will come to us. And he died, his soul went up to the heaven, and he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu right. And now Gemara says, and from now it's halacha is like HaKadosh Baruch Hu says. Yes. So we can, another example, that reality is not objective, not only reality, but spiritual reality and Torah's reality. There is nothing objective. Everything is it's like a interactive truth. Not objective truth and not subjective truth. Truth is interactive truth. Yes.
Judaism is not a religion, it's a relationship.
Yes, you're right. Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, and last question.
So, but how do you reconcile that whole philosophy with the Urim and the Turim?
Like it's just. But Urim the Turim, it's a best example for what I said. It's just a moment. It's my pen. Yeah, it's my pen. All right.
Well, it's not mine.
Not mine.
I think.
Depends on your relationship.
Are you the pen's rabbi?
It's a very good question. Why? Because Urim v'Tumim. You know what it is? Urim v'Tumim. Kohen Gadol. He has 12. And when king wanted to ask some question, he asked, and those diamonds and all those good they were like jumps. Yeah. So it is a story that Eliah Kohen, he saw in Urim v'Tumim that Hannah, she's prophet. It was written like this. It was written.
You said that the reality of Torah is interactive?
Yes.
That's what he says. He saw that it's written like this. And he says, it's written here, she's drunk. And he says, you are drunk. She says, no, you don't know how to understand this, because this is the same letters that can be kshera. If you change those letters, it would be kshera. She is kshera, it's okay. And also you can interpret those letters as ke Sarah. She is like a Sarah Imenu. She is so holy that she is like a Sarah. And instead of saying ke Sarah, he says shikora. And she says, no, you lost your ability. And this is the wonderful like a provement of my conception, what I try to teach you, that it depends on how you interpret the same objective reality.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we'll stop here.